I don't know either of these cats well enough to care or what it is they do, right? I just know one of them is extremely fat, and that's about it.
Eric, you're not getting sued by Vito and Dick. You're getting viewed by Good Shepherd Ministries. Dude, when he was talking about other cats, I thought he meant Good Shepherd Ministries. No, he's talking about Vito and Dick still. I was digging through just some tweets and stuff like that. Because, much like the band listed on my shirt, there's a lawsuit going on about a name. It's Eric July, of course, Isom. And we're going to go over some of that. It's not going to... Eric's done a couple videos on it, and it really seems like he's trying to drum up drama, but I kind of just want to break it down, look over it, and honestly see what's going on with everything. So, okay, first of all, I would just want to go ahead and shout out somebody. Somebody who has been helping us out in the super secret Eric July server. The one that Coco Fox is moderating, but really bad at, by the way. I've never talked to them, so they're really slacking. But anyways, SJW Captain America. Go ahead and give him a follow. A lot of the information I'm going to be sharing with you actually comes from him. He's the one that found out some of this stuff, and he's doing a good job. So I just want to thank him, and Now to the... No, a girl has no name. It is a super secret group. Super secret. You cannot talk about it, okay? Don't talk. It's a secret server, so guys, don't talk about it, okay? Very secret. Very secret. Exclusive server for Eric July. Exclusive. It's not just a server where we, talk about ideas for shows and stuff. No, it's exclusively for, yes. The first rule to the Eric July secret server is you don't talk about the Eric July secret server. Yes. Just break down the facts, essentially, is all I'm kind of interested in doing. So, and then Eric July's done a couple videos on this already, and we'll go ahead and, I plan on looking at both of them. But, yes, here's actually the legal docket here. It's Good Shepherd Ministries International's v. July and Rippa, LLC. This is it's a trademark violation because apparently they own the name Isom. It's just the basic thing. They filed for a potential lawsuit for trademark infringement, and there's a bit more. So, here is a post from Baron Gilfan, who is apparently official statement from Isom's founder in California. This is not Eric July Isom. This is the Isom, the Good Shepherd Ministries International Isom. So, and this is actually interesting. In the past few days, there's been a lot swirling in cyberspace about our Good Shepherd's filed but not served lawsuit against Eric July and his LLC Rippaverse. Several important things have not been included in these postings. Most importantly, our ministry, Good Shepherd, sincerely wishes that Mr. July had selected some other name for his main character instead of our trademarked Isom. We are not sure why he selected Isom, but if he had selected another name, this situation would not have occurred. Perhaps, as importantly, what also has not been included in those postings was a letter we sent alongside the lawsuit. In that letter, we said we had no desire to serve the lawsuit and begin litigating, but that instead we are asking them to enter into expedited negotiations with Good Shepherd to try to resolve these issues in a discreet and amicable way that respects the objectives and needs of all parties. Despite our request and invitation to discreetly negotiate, what has transpired in the past few days has been anything but discreet. So yeah, I mean, taking them at their word here, it seems like they wanted to talk to Eric and just resolve things behind the scenes. And That's not what's going on. When was this posted, by the way? This was August 25th. So it's 2 days ago. All right. Some points in the whole matter need to be made clear. As noted above, we intentionally have not served our lawsuit in the hopes that the parties can negotiate a reasonable settlement. So they're still hoping for negotiation of a settlement. They're hoping not to actually sue here. In the past few years, Mr. July has applied to register Rippaverse as a trademark to protect against other people using it. In the same way, for the same reason, we applied to register Isom in 2006 and have been using it since as early as 1999. Like Mr. July, we are only trying to protect our Isom trademark. Mr. July apparently has had to defend his trademark against others using his confusing or conflicting trademark. We should not be criticized for similar actions, taking reasonable steps to defend our trademark Isom. Mr. July has built a very impressive business, and we have no desire to damage or destroy it. We do want to eliminate trademark confusion in the marketplace, and we have some practical ideas as to how to do that, which we hope to discuss if he calls us, as we requested in our letter. As noted above, we would have been a lot happier if Mr. July had chosen another name than Isom for his superhero. We have no idea whether the journalist letter sent to us, as mentioned in the lawsuit, was from a nefarious troll or not. It was sent from our intellectual property attorney. This topic is open for discussion if Mr. July communicates with us. Isom stands for International School of Ministry. We are not a church, but a 501c3 nonprofit corporation. Our work was birthed while I was doing missions work for 2 years, living with my family in Nigeria. We work now doing Christian ministry training across the denominational spectrum in 150 countries, including nearly every African nation and most nations of the world. We have worked very diligently and faithfully for nearly 25 years to develop a deep goodwill associated with our good efforts. Under our trademark Isom. Again, we simply wish to protect the goodwill and avoid confusion in the marketplace. Please don't associate us with any political entity or agenda. This matter is strictly about clarifying trademark boundaries and use. Sincerely, Bern Gilfen, Good Shepherd and Isom founder. And you'll notice, and we'll get more into this, Dick Masterson has first reply. Eric July has threatened to sue me over your trademark dispute, claiming I tricked you into it to his hundreds of thousands of fans. His fans have been reporting all my accounts in retaliation. Patreon, Twitter, shopping sites, etc., trying to destroy my business. I hope you take his evil into account when negotiating his licensing terms. He's a bully and nasty individual who does not represent what your mark stands for. That's something we're going to dive into here because, Vito and Dick Masterson have become part of this conversation, which is weird. I think it's weird, at least, because this is actually a conversation about trademark. This is who owns the name Isom. It seems like this Good Shepherd Ministry owns the name Isom. So I'm not sure how Vito or them get in. But anyways, we're going to get to our first Eric July video because he posted this. He posted this a day before the ministry posted that. An organization was trolled into a baseless lawsuit. Well, is it baseless? They own the name Isom. It doesn't seem baseless to me. It also seems like they tried to talk to you, dude. So, that seems kind of suspicious. Once you find out how we got to this point, you'll realize how foul this is. This went beyond it's just jokes. This was a legitimate attempt to destroy a business, but receipts are collected. Okay, well maybe Eric will have something to convince me here. Let's see. We heard from Baron here. Let's hear the other side.
Maybe you've heard of this by now, but this is a thing. Good Shepherd is alleging that we have had unauthorized use of their trademark. Don't worry, I have one of the best legal teams. This is something multi-million-dollar companies deal with all the time. We'll be handling this. Inevitably, my detractors are going to latch onto this as if it's some gotcha, oh, he slipped up. But Now is the time to be serious. Outside of the given context, most of what I'm about to say isn't even aimed at the people that filed the lawsuit.
So I want to stress, this video was released a day before the statement we just saw, so it seems like probably that statement might be a response to this video, but let's see.
The internet is an interesting place. We make fun of each other, and we can do that. We can make our gripes known, and we can dislike others. This is something that every individual is free to do. But I'd like to think that there's a line that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to initiating conflict. At minimum,
well, I think it's always interesting when you call Eric an indie comic creator. There's a serious caveat there because he's at least an employee of the Blaze. He works for the Blaze, so indie-ish, maybe.
One should be prepared to deal with those consequences. I certainly am. This has real-world implications, and because livelihoods are potentially impacted, I must take this seriously as the owner of this company. What we have right now is a textbook example of gay ops. Not too long ago, there was an accusation of false flagging.
Gay ops? What? What is gay ops? Okay, you got me on terminology, Eric. What is that? Is that like a serious term, or? Okay, probably not the most politically correct term, but yeah, it's just means a conspiracy executed by people who connect through social media to harass, dox, deplatform a person or a group. Okay. Probably not the best term to use, but sure. Okay, Eric.
And I'm going to show you an example of fair use. Let's set the scene. There's more than likely some reference to me before, but a fat person by the name of...
So he wants to make the argument that it's fair use. It's fair use? No, how's that fair use, Eric? No, as a YouTuber, I've had to study the shit out of fair use. I'm struggling with this one, how that connects. Okay, you know what? He has 8 minutes left to go over this. Let's see if he covers it.
Vito really ramped up his public hatred of me at the launch of the Rippaverse.
Okay, so he's bringing up Vito. Okay.
Last year. Since then, very frequently, this person has made a point to speak negatively about me and this company. Oddly enough, his friend joined in. Once I publicly rejected the opinions that were masked as a review of Isom #1, he ramped up his public down talking. He can word it as if I'm the one tripping at the criticism, but having his opinion be dissected and then be discarded may have hurt his feelings. Since then, I've had several other things. Very interesting.
Well, I mean, we all know Eric has pretty thin skin. But I think it's interesting. So, like, he's bringing up Vito and Dick Masterson. But I'm not, like, he hasn't connected them. Is he trying to imply they're somehow connected? Like, are they part of Good Shepherd Ministries? What's your case, Eric?
Interesting things that have been levied at me, and we've collected the receipts on those. I can't give you everything. But this is how the internet works. So talking noise isn't a problem. There are drama farmers out there.
Oh my God, I was just getting into a little discussion with somebody on X yesterday, and he keeps on talking about how Eric was making noise while, like, other people attack Eric, but Eric just makes noise. And here's Eric talk about, I'm just making noise on the internet. Wow.
They need to conjure up things. Some may consider it to be admirable that they have to talk about me to get the most engagement. But what happened out of this is what you'll take exception to. You may be thinking, why would something like this happen now? We are 2 books in and a full year removed from the launch of the Rippaverse. This may have something to do with it. In this lawsuit, they allege July Rippa's accusations have caused actual confusion. An example of that actual confusion is shown in the following highlighted copy of an unsolicited email from a third party in which the sender specifically mentions the identity of the trademark Isom and the cross on the hero's belt. They then...
Okay, I thought I might read that. Okay, anyway, so this is from Obtuse Gnome. Hello, I'm an independent journalist for TDS News and TPBITU, and I was considering doing a story on the successful campaign for Isom number 2 comic book. As I am sure you know, Isom number 1, the first comic book in the Rippaverse extended universe by Black libertarian Eric D. July, made a successful campaign by raising $3.7 million backed by over 42,000 buyers. And the second campaign for Isom 2 looks to be shattering the Isom number 1's record by the date, making over 2 million with over 17,000 backers. Well, how is it shattering the record? I don't know. As Mr. July also does some work with the BlazeTV.com, former Fox News host Glenn Beck's network, I love to see such amazing cooperations being done to create such amazing packages and such a unique character who can also be a beacon to young Black men and women, which is currently lacking. I would be curious to know what the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name as the International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received any funding to aid him in the creation of a superhero Isom? Info on the choice to have Isom have an image of the cross on his belt. Yeah, no, that's probably what's coming into play, because Isom is doing some religious stuff. I mean, this letter is sus as fuck. But yeah, let's keep on going. What we can hope to see is the continuation of Isoma's journey to rescue Jasmine from prostitution, and if you could, the amazing choice to offer buyers the option to donate Isom number 2 for just $17.50 to help children. Yeah, that's part of the deal. Thank you so much for extending your trademark name. Yeah. I thank you so much for extending your trademark name in such a unique way in the creation of a new superhero, with a promise to use American-made books and products to sell your... Yeah. This is a weird fucking letter. To extend your trademark. Yeah, this feels like a fucking troll letter. I'll be blunt.
Isom and the cross on the hero's belt. They then show this email from some guy named Obtuse Gnome that was apparently sent to them. In it, a guy claims that he is a journalist by the name of Roy. He concerned trolls pretending like he is doing a story of our success. After acting as if he loves to see this, he states, I would be curious to know when the decision was made to make a comic book character using the same name as the International School of Ministry. Has Mr. July received any funding to aid him in the creation of superhero Isom? Info on the choice to have Isom have an image of a cross on his belt. What we can hope to see with continuation of Isom on his journey to rescue Jasmine from prostitution. And if you could, the amazing choice to offer the buyers the option to donate a copy of Isom number 2. He then says, I thank you so much extending your trademarked name in such a unique way and the creation of a new superhero.
Yeah, that is such, this feels like such trolling going on here.
It is apparent that this person knew what they were doing. They were attempting to encourage a baseless lawsuit. But look again at the beginning and the end of this email. This person claims they were journalists for TDS News and TPBITU. Those obviously stand for the show of the two individuals, the Dick Show and the biggest problem in the universe. So, is there actually a connection?
You mean with a letter that's obviously a troll?
Between the two individuals and this person that sent this email? Well, let's discuss. This person goes by the name Obtuse Gnome in their email. There happened to be a Twitter account under that same exact name that has since been suspended for Lord knows what. This account
has it been? It's an Obtuse Gnome. Let's see what I can find. Okay, so it is suspended. Eric, okay. It's suspended Eric July's had a back and forth with him back in July, though. Eric July in July. Let's see. So it was at least around in July. So what else can we figure out? Wow. Okay, I'm seeing a lot between Vito and Eric going on. Jesus Christ, people tweet way more than I do. So I have a post here from Vito. And I think it's worth noting, like, obviously Eric is accusing Vito and Dick of doing stuff, so obviously they would be interested in being, proving themselves innocent, obviously. So, like, it's not like we're dealing with unbiased sources, but according to him, accusation of Obtuse Known was a sock puppet account set up by Dick and Vito to harass people. Truth, Obtuse Known was a real Twitter user with a clear history of interactions going all the way back to 2016. Let's check out this video he has.
Was about vegan diets here. So, the theory is that Obtuse Gnome is a sock puppet account created by me or Dick Masterson to troll Eric July. Well, you can search Twitter. Obviously, this account's been banned, but here we can search for everybody who talked to Obtuse Gnome going back to a certain date. These are the earliest tweets I've been able to find. But this is an account that has been active since at least December of 2016. So in December of 2016, Obtuse Gnome was arguing with a bunch of weirdos about vegan diets. Here's Dorsland. A vegan diet is as cruelty-free as possible.
Okay, we'll double check.
I found your real dad, Obtuse Gnome.
Oh my god.
Here they're making fun of it.
We'll double check this when he's done, but it sounds like it's an actual account.
His what do you call it, Twitter avatar saying he's in the vegan closet. Guys, okay, do you really think that in 2016 I was arguing about veganism as a squid face avatar man named Obtuse Gnome? Okay, this is a user who has a documented Twitter history. It's not some sock puppet account. All right, you can look this up right now. Search at Obtuse Gnome. If you want to put in since 2016 1-1 till 2017.
Well, I think it's interesting. He doesn't even have the exchange he had with Eric July, like in July.
1-1. It'll give you the oldest tweets that I was able to find. But I guess he posted something stupid about, vegans are stupid and I hate you, and they all fought with him. Okay, he's banned now. I can't get his tweets. But this is not me, obviously. Like, any idiot should know this. That's the bottom line. Okay.
Okay. Let's double check that. Okay. All right. Took some fiddling around on X, but I was able to find exactly what Vito was looking at. And I click off immediately. No, here we go. Obtuse Gnome. Somebody made a video, like a picture to him. All right, so yeah, no, he has the exact history that Vito was showing. So we were able to replicate what Vito did. So that's definitely a point in his favor. So I think without a doubt, Eric knows what's going on. Vito and Dick made the sock puppet account Obtuse Known back in 2016, knowing that Eric would later in the future create Isom, and they could use this sock puppet account to notify the church of the trademark violation of the trademark for the character that Eric hadn't released yet. I think this is fairly clear proof that Obtuse Gnome existed before Eric, before any of this happened, before any of this. So yeah, that's a point in Vito's favor. So let's see. Not that Eric would lie. Listen, guys, I know for a fact Eric won't lie just because it's advantageous.
Your wife's boyfriend left your bitch ass and took the kid, said he shared custody. We know what the fuck that mean. You ain't sharing no damn custody. We already know what that mean. Tyrone raising them damn kids.
Because he's definitely not done that to me.
suspended for Lord knows what. This account used to tweet constantly at me and about me, and he only popped up after these two individuals kicked off their hatred of me. Here's an old screenshot from when the account was active.
No, we just point out that he exists before then.
A new account has popped up under a similar name, profile picture, and what do you know? Look who the first three accounts are that this person followed. Surely it's
Okay.
just a coincidence, right? It gets worse. Back in July, we announced that we would be working with comic books for kids.
Seems like this person is trying to tell. Okay, Divi Gnome. Let's look up Divi Gnome. Well, I found this guy. I'm gonna look and see if I can find the one Eric's talking about, because that one is specifically at Divi Gnome. Okay. So the video says Divi Gnome at Divi Gnome, but a search doesn't give me Divi Gnome existing at all. Let me do a quick Google search and see what that comes up with. It could just be that X has a shitty search algorithm. Divi Gnome? That's not it. And yeah, I'm not seeing any Divi Gnome at all. Like, I'm getting a whole bunch of gnomes in here. Yes, Eric has threatened me.
Never done anything athletic, and he talking sideways. Like I said, like he's got to see me anyway. Don't let me go to a con and his motherfucking ass is there. He has to see me. Right? I ain't saying I'm gonna knock his ass out. He's like, is that a threat? Like, ain't nobody threatening you, motherfucker. We already know you can't whoop my ass.
So I guess I'm not unbiased either. Divi Gnome at Divi Gnome. I see, like, nothing on this guy. Okay, so apparently he's he followed Dick and Vito already, so let's look up their followers. I mean, he has a lot of followers, but I think the followers are usually like the last ones, the ones at the top are the last ones to follow you. And I'm not seeing it for Vito. We can try Wayback. I'm trying to think of how most efficiently to use Wayback in that way. How does... Okay. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to use Wayback to look for it. Because I think I can figure out the URL here. Using the username provided. Okay. So, here we go. Nothing. Nothing on Wayback, nothing on Google, nothing on X. I can find nothing on this user at all. This is weird. Like, you would think there'd be some internet footprint, because actually, like, making the image, like, it'd be easier to make the account and take screenshots if it's a sock account Eric's making. Like this Divi Gnome thing, I can find no evidence of Divi Gnome whatsoever on the internet right now. So yeah.
A picture, and what do you know? Look who the first three accounts are that this person followed.
I mean, I just want to stress, we did the Vito video. It took a little bit of work, but I was able to figure out exactly what Vito was pulling up and what page he was at. I was able to identify that very easily. Eric just pulled up a page, and I cannot find it whatsoever. That's not great.
Surely it's just a coincidence, right? It gets worse. Back in July, we announced that we would be working with comic books for kids, an organization that has tasked itself with getting comics to kids in need. As to be expected, these two attempted to delegitimize our efforts and made some very bold accusations that we have receipts on. In this tweet right here, Vito claims we asked the charity if they need more comics. In that tweet, he shows an email from Mark, who is the owner of Comic Books for Kids. Sharing this may have been a critical error because we were able to obtain the entire email chain. In the original email, you see that Vito tried to block out the name. The original contact is from the same email from a guy by the same name. Yet again, concern trolling, this time acting as if he is so concerned about comic books for kids.
Wait, is he trying to say that Vito is obtuse gnome? Is that his allegation. We asked the charity if they need more comic books. They said they are already overloaded with donated products. They get thousands of books for free from comic shops who want to dump back issues. What they need is cash to ship those books they already have. They don't need Isom. Makes sense. Okay, so what is the critical error here? Like, he's talking about the blurred out name. We were able to get the email chain and turn that into... So let's look up the critical error here. So here's the image. I don't disagree. That's always a challenge for us, as if someone had an ulterior motive. We will never know. We simply go to our units, our boxes. I don't know how you can read anything from the red smudges. I don't have enough to go on anything there. Unless he knows something from the background that he's not sharing. And this is just an Eric tweet. So, Eric, I need more than this, dude. The smudges don't tell me anything. Okay, I call that suspicious again on Eric's part.
Tweet, he shows an email from Mark, who is the owner of Comic Books for Kids. Sharing this may have been a critical error because we were able to obtain the entire email chain. In the original email, you see that Vito tried to block out the name. The original
How? And the email chain? How'd you get the email chain?
Contact is from the same...
Again, like, email chain from what?
Email from a guy by the same name. Yet again, concern trolling. This time acting as if...
I mean, here's the deal. I can't find any, like, outside of images in this video, I can't find any evidence for the things Eric is saying. Whereas at least with Vito's stuff, I can find evidence for that.
He is so concerned about Comic Books for Kids being scammed. Here's the original email. Without the...
And yeah, you are correct, A Girl Has No Name. This is a distraction, because it's a trademark issue. This has not, even if Vito and Dick sent these guys an email saying, hey, Eric's using your Isom name brand, are you okay with that? If they did that, initiate it, that doesn't matter because it's still a trademark issue. Like, nobody is going to file a lawsuit against Eric because Dick and Vito said so. What would likely happen is that they would talk to a lawyer and lawyer would tell them that they have a case. And if they're filing a lawsuit, it tells me they have a case.
Name being blacked out, you see Mark refers to him as Roy. Again, what we have here is Vito himself using the term we, which would suggest he's included with this specific contact.
Wait, Vito? Okay, hold on. Again, and we're using stuff that seems to only exist in this video. I'll see what I can do about that with the shoutouts, and then Mark Weiss. Again, if you guys find anything about this, make sure to link it. But this exchange between Obtuse Gnome and Mark Weiss. And how do you find an email chain? Are you Obtuse Gnome, Eric? What the hell? Are you?
Him as Roy. Again, what we have here is Vito himself using the term we, which would suggest he's included with this specific contact. Never mind if this could be interference, just how involved are they in this? Well, here they are on the show referring to contacting Comic Books for Kids.
So we contacted that charity. So this is the final email that I got.
So we have a tweet where he uses this email seemingly pointing to an example of we being in contact with the charity. And on video, it looks as if he does something similar. Remember, this is all a concern troll, and one can question if they care about this charity at all. They did down talk them as well.
Comic books
Is there
for
enough
kids.
backstory for Comic Books for Kids?
Okay.
Yeah. And at first I thought maybe I shouldn't talk about this because I don't want to fuck up that guy's deal. The comic book charity guys.
Sure.
Yeah, but then I thought, fuck it.
This is a bad charity, first of all.
And this is where I said, well, I probably shouldn't say this kind of stuff because it'll fuck up this guy's deal. But again,
It's already happened.
fuck it.
Perhaps screaming.
Okay, so I don't like a lot of how they're phrasing it, but it does seem like kind of what they're saying, and that is edited to shit, by the way. Eric, I know you like to edit shit to shit, so, hey. But it sounds like they're essentially bringing up the fact that Comic Books for Kids is an underfunded organization and can't really get stuff out, which is a problem with that organization.
False flagger turns a lie into truth or something, or makes one feel justified in their questionable behavior. If you think that this was in response to those nonsensical allegations against me in early August.
Wait, Eric, you just said your Dick brought up an email that, like, sealed the case, and then you didn't show it.
As if he does something similar. Remember, this is all a concern troll, and one can.
He didn't.
Of we being in contact with the charity, and on video, it looks as if he does something similar. Remember, this is all a concern troll, and one can question if they care about this.
I didn't miss it, right? He didn't show them bringing up any emails.
This charity at all. They did down talk them as well.
Okay. We saw that. Okay.
But then I thought, fuck it. And stuff will fuck up.
Lie into truth or something, or makes one feel justified.
Okay, let's give him a moment. But, like, Eric, you just said that, like, they brought up an email that, like, seals this deal. Like, you need to show that.
In their questionable behavior. If you think that this was in response to those nonsensical allegations against me in early August, well, look at the timestamp. The claims that were in reference to the charity were made a full month before that. These claims could have been an attempt to get myself or the company in trouble with the state, and I didn't initiate that. What does false flagger even mean in this context? Here we see one of them.
Eric, you can't be like, oh, here's them bringing up an email in their podcast, and that's what gets them, and then not show that. For fuck's sake, dude. Every piece of evidence you've dropped, I cannot find anything to confirm. At all. It's like whoever is giving you these, like wherever you're getting these clips, they're like scrubbing the internet clean of all traces of it. It seems a little sus, man.
Saying I am on a false flagging spree because this account that was suspended, but the suspended account doxed one of our.
Okay, like I wasn't planning on really going into this, but yes, he went on a spree flagging a whole bunch of accounts for criticizing him. Pretty much any account that criticized him and showed an image of Isom, he was DMCAing for a little bit.
Warehouse addresses and a personal home address. Apparently that is false flagging. Could it be that someone is working overtime to attempt to ruin my life and what I've built? I mean, this was said in that video.
I'm an asshole for fun. I like it. If I can say I'm doing it for kids, it's just a socially acceptable way for me to act like a psychopath.
Yeah.
See? So this is a big opportunity for me to be cruel to people.
I think this is also, it's really important that
it's called motivation.
How expensive this is going to be, that's the golden question.
They have a troll aspect to them. Absolutely. Eric, that's like your entire internet business. With the difference being that they like at least say they're trolls, whereas you are just like trying to pretend like you're like this honest, thoughtful individual, but you just attack people on the internet nonstop. That's all you do.
So now the rules for the playing field have been set, and I'm the responding agency. Parties have shown that they have no problem either using the state against us themselves or running op campaigns to maybe push someone else to do it for them. This impacts not only myself, but the dozens of other employees and contractors that work for our company. Now, we sniffed this out a long time ago, but if we didn't, the ramifications could be very serious. We're talking things that destroy livelihoods and imprison people. Now,
what? This is a civil case, Eric. You're not going to prison for a civil case. That's trademark violation is civil matters. This is not the state going after you. This is Eric being a fucking concern troll. Now,
of course, there are some people hoping like hell that something like that would happen to myself as they start from hating me and then work backwards. But this is a step above just simple internet trolling. or jokes. No longer am I playing around. Again, receipts have been collected, so deleting your posts, videos, and such won't do you any good.
Well, it's not just like deleting. It's like scrubbed from the fucking internet. Like there's no trace of any of this stuff anymore, which is weird. Like there should be traces. Vito could find traces of stuff. Listen, I don't know who Obtuse Gnome is, but I do know this. At least he apparently existed in 2016. Eric, none of your stuff seems to pan out.
Understand that we will be acting accordingly. It's what you wanted after all. We don't need to run a crowdfunding campaign quite yet. You know where to find us and how to support us. We know you will keep rocking with me and the people that depend on what it is that we've built. Until then, about this specific thing, I'll be moving in silence. We ain't going anywhere.
Wow. What the fuck, Eric? That was a sussy video. Lots of claims. Anyways, yeah. Here's Vito's response. Obviously, this claim that I helped coordinate a gay ops, which was Eric's wording, against Eric July is 100% bogus. The truth is that a very stupid individual decided to send out emails pretending to be a journalist working for my podcast. I have zero control over how other people conduct themselves online. In July, this apparent listener of the show contacted Eric's charity partner and posted in exchange. I used the phrase "we asked the charity" when reposting it to refer to a wider community of Isom critics. Again, I did not send this email, nor did anyone else send it. Yeah, that's one of the things he sent out. And he absolutely disavows it. Okay. Well, like I said, it's a trademark issue. This isn't like even the case. This is not Vito and Dick versus Eric. This is Good Shepherd Ministries versus Eric July for a trademark of Isom. Yeah, didn't need that. Okay. Again, let this play out. Our legal team is working. I'll update you when appropriate. The ops attempt is a much bigger deal than the current stage of the actual lawsuit. This is why I've been chill about it. Number one, we've yet to be sued. Nobody's been served. Number two, parties want resolution. We're in communication. Confusion and misunderstanding should be cleared up, and we anticipate this being resolved amicably. This is more procedural. And it really sounds like according to the statement here, that they had an opportunity to resolve it before it even got to this point, and they probably ignored it. There's no guessing with Eric, but this is a bit insane. Oh yeah, no, and here's so Eric replies to Dick's response here. Eric saying, Eric July is trying to sue me. Obviously, we've shown the gay ops by this individual. Can't believe Eric keeps on using that term. Now, you can see, by him, even using these terms, he's showing how, Good Shepherd Ministries may not want to be associated and have their Isom brand run by Eric. And whatsoever, which is not great. I like that, Julia. I have a feeling Glenn Beck's lawyers are as bad as Trump, so Eric is fucked. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So, if Eric is talking to lawyers, which he should be, he should, number one, not post that goddamn video we just saw. That's just... So, because it's worth noting, that video we just saw, which I assume is the video here, this thing, this video in no way says really anything. So let's assume everything Eric provided us in that video was truthful. Every goddamn thing. Even though I could find no evidence of it. It's still a trademark issue. It doesn't change anything. Eric, at the beginning of this video, says that it's a clear case of fair use. how is it fair use? And I would actually argue that, like, that could actually be a bit damaging, because by him going out there and saying fair use, it's implying that he knew about this organization and just didn't care and used the Isom name anyway, which is not great for your case. So I would hope he's talking to lawyers and shutting up. But yeah, it just feels like he's potentially getting sued because there's a lawsuit filed now. And rather than, like, address it like an actual legal matter, he's addressing it like an internet feud, which probably not the best thing to do. Yeah. Anyways, obviously we've shown the gay ops by this individual. Now this person seems to be attempting to instigate and snitch, lying in the process directly to other party in this suit. This will not work, and the two parties have taken steps to resolve it amicably. Yeah, no, that's the other thing. Legally, I would assume they're doing that. So anyways, I think like less than a day ago, Eric posted a new video on this damn thing. So let's see what the last video is, and I think that's where this trail ends. Okay, so this video is instigating a lawsuit, real world implications, which tells me he's probably gonna do some victim shit here. But it's kind of long for an Eric July video. It's a whole 13 minutes. His videos are usually shorter, but let's see what he says. I would actually assume that between this video and the last one, he's probably talked to a lawyer and they probably told him to walk it back. That would be the smart move, at least. So let's see what Eric says.
I am guessing, if you haven't, I hope that you do, that you've seen the previous video it is that we've done on this topic. And I just want to reiterate something real quick. The reason why I haven't said much about the lawsuit, potential lawsuit in itself, because we haven't been technically sued, we haven't been served, is because let my lawyers work. Let my lawyers work. Y'all have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be talking about it at all while the lawyers are talking.
We are handling it, and let us handle that and continue to handle that private. There's a reason why we have not said anything negative, even about the parties that are involved in this. Both of us, we want to resolve this amicably, and we see what's happened and what has happened out of that, and we're starting that communication, and that's the hope of all parties involved, is to get this resolved amicably. With that being said, as it stands, we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. We're at Isom too. We're gonna keep grinding, because this is about to close out. We've had 2 multi-million-dollar campaigns, and I'm so thankful and blessed to be in that situation, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. But let us handle it. Let my legal team do what it is they do. This was not a slip up. Trust me. This is not, oh, well, he should have. Why didn't he do this? Trust me. This has already been handled. And once it's appropriate, let's say that, to discuss this in more detail after it's been resolved, I promise you I will. With that
this seems much more thoughtful, not really Eric style, which tells me this is after talking to lawyers.
Being said, if you watch my previous video, I talked about these individuals and the type of weird
they probably don't recommend this
stuff it is that they're into. What is this? Oh, this is when I had to deal.
The stuff that they're into? Dick and Vito do a podcast, dude. Like, I've had conversations with both Dick and Vito. I obviously don't agree with everything they do, but I don't have any real objection to them at all. They're kind of trollish. They definitely say things I do not agree with, but like, I can have a conversation with them. So I guess they're kind of proof that when people say I'm just triggered by everybody is wrong. So I'll take that as a win.
Blood taking or whatever.
No, I'm expecting someone told him to shut the fuck up, but like he's not, apparently. Let's see where he goes.
What the hell that was. Anyway, so you see this right here. And
I mean, this is the tweet. He calls it AA. He uses gay ops. He spells gay weird. And again, That's a weird terminology to use. But also, like, your argument right now is that Dick and Vito encouraged this church, or not church, but this nonprofit, to file a lawsuit against you because of trademark violation. That's your argument, Eric. The problem with that argument is it doesn't fucking matter. Why they filed the trademark violation doesn't matter. What matters is did you violate it? That's what matters, Eric.
And this is what I mean by gay ops, right? This person, the same dude, is trying to instigate a third party, to do something, and like suing us and all that, and trying to kind of instigate and encourage.
And that's the thing. Eric has yet to even address how he's innocent. Like he like the last video, he said it was a fair use thing. He has yet to establish how this is in any way fair use.
Them, and he's done this on multiple occasions. First of all, saying I was threatened to sue me over your trademark. I haven't threatened to sue anybody.
You didn't threaten it, but you implied shit. But you do that all the time, so I guess maybe not. But like you were definitely implying shit.
At all. And I find this bit right here, for example, it's hilarious where he's saying that my fans are trying to destroy his business, especially considering that we have you on multiple occasions going out of your way to say that you basically you're
Yeah, I already said he's a bit of a troll. He and I agree. Isom #1 was not a good comic book. I haven't read Isom 2, so I don't know.
You're cool with that. And you even try to take credit for, you think that you destroyed.
Oh, you're right, Crawling Chaos. Eric did say that, so it must be true.
Our business, and you didn't, and you say that you single-handedly destroyed Isom 2's customer retention. You have no problem with trying to destroy people's business, and this person has made it abundantly clear out of that whole charity thing that they have no issues acting cruel. I know it was trying to be a bit, because everything when it gets caught, it's like, oh, I was just joking. It's just a joke. It's just a prank, bro. That's what they try to pull. But you say that if using children is a socially acceptable thing, that's your motivation. You'll do that, and to act cruel to people. Either way, even if you did want to consider that bit a joke.
What? Using children? What are you talking about, Eric?
You went out of your way to knock the actual charity, which shows that you concern troll all the time. It's like, we know this.
Yeah, no, they're a bit of trolls. It doesn't fucking matter. Eric, it actually doesn't even matter if they did it. If Dick and Vito told the church that you're doing copyright infringement on their copyright, that doesn't matter. Nobody is going to sue you because of Dick and Vito's say. They're loud ass trollish podcasters, dude. Nobody is suing you because they say so. They're going to talk to lawyers. The worst they could have done is brought to their attention. But if it's a trademark infringement, it's a trademark infringement.
This isn't genuine. You don't.
And literally, Eric, you're talking about bringing the Rippaverse and bringing it into competition with Marvel and DC. That's what you're talking about doing. Marvel and DC are in the public sphere. Like, everybody knows who Marvel and DC are. If you want Rippaverse to be that popular, then everyone will know what Rippaverse is. Everybody will know what Isom is. And that's their trademark, dude. So, like, even if they told him, which I could find no evidence that they did, using your plan to become as big as you want to be, they'll find out eventually, right? This is going to happen at some point. You can't be as successful as you're showing to be, and not have these guys catch notice.
Don't care about it. This organization, their trademark, or what it is that they're doing. That's not anything that concerns you. It's more you're using this as a means to try to get at me. And if
he's definitely more thoughtful in this piece than the last one, though.
You can try to egg some other people on to do something, then that's what it is that you're going to do, and that's what it is you're doing. And everybody peeps game on that. And it's been hilarious watching this guy talk about fans and what it is they're doing, as he has people, his fans, that follow him actively, when for a year there was never any confusion about what was going on with Isom. There's no confusion between another organization.
When we're done with this, because this should be the last step, and it seems like Eric has talked to lawyers, and he may not want to stir too much shit at this point. The Baron guy follows him. Interesting. Anyways, we'll go ahead and look briefly at Dick and Eric's debate, because that's the beginning of that is pretty good.
In our comic book character that was never a thing, but now all of a sudden, and by the way, this original post that I was sharing, this was directed to the other parties that are involved, and you have people that follow this.
Yeah, you see the other parties involved are right there on the right of the screen.
This guy actively in that post trying to pretend as if they was confused. Oh, I thought y'all were the same. This is the gay op thing that it is that I'm talking about, and because
that's such a not great term to use, Eric.
Stuff has real world implications. You know, we're well beyond, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a couple of YouTube guys going at it and all that. We're well beyond that. This is a line that you crossed, and we'll deal with that accordingly. You don't know what it is that we're sitting on, or what our moves are going to be. And you also have cats that are like trying to insist that, Eric July's fans are now, because they're mad, they're harassing people and they're review bombing this other organization. And it's like, no, dude, what's more than likely, we already have example of gay ops. What's more likely,
you need to stop using that term, man,
to have occurred is
there's a good chance this church doesn't want to be associated with a guy who keeps on using the term gay ops. Because there's lots of terms you could use in place of that, but you keep on saying gay ops. Apparently they've been review bombing the organization. Let's look this up. Charity Navigator. And they've got a very low score on it. Let's see. 0-star charity. Do we have actual reviews? Not a whole lot of info on them. Just they've gotten 0 stars. The reviews would probably make it a bit more obvious. Oh, wow. Their email address is at isom.org. Did Eric not look that up? Like I said, it comes off like Eric knew, and like now he's trying to argue fair use. Okay, I could only find the one site. I don't know if there was... I mean, the fact that one site has 0 stars tells me there probably was review bombing, but I can't find too much. Eric didn't show... At least not that I'm aware of, he didn't show the page. But yeah, it's... I mean, I know Eric's fans, so there's a solid chance, probably.
Someone that's more connected to your camp is going out their way to maybe present themselves as if... Because we already got this whole faking like they're confused and presenting themselves as such, so that you can then say that this is what they are doing. Nobody believes that. Nobody's falling for that. You're going to have to try a brand new tactic. But let's get our timeline right here. It's this whole deal, which is it's so bizarre. And I will agree when people say this is stupid. But if you think this is stupid, put the ball in that other person's court, because I didn't initiate this conflict. I don't know either of these cats well enough to care or what it is they do. Right? I just know one of them is extremely fat, and that's about it.
Eric, you're not getting sued by Vito and Dick. You're getting viewed by Good Shepherd Ministries. Dude, when he was talking about other cats, I thought he meant Good Shepherd Ministries. No, he's talking about Vito and Dick still.
I don't know them like that. Don't care to know them like that. One, it has...
Well, we're not getting a mugshot over this. It's a civil case.
Has apparently been talking down on me for a while, and was talking down when the Rippaverse first launched, and obviously still talking down. This other person joined in, and said that it looked like a scam and all that. And I know that they're trying to set it up like, oh well, he's just butthurt. He can't handle criticism. And let's be honest about this. What happened was this person had a write-up, which was...
Now he's not good at handling. Well, I don't know. Like, Eric is a thin-skinned motherfucker, to be sure. He absolutely is thin-skinned. He gets in every online argument he can, I swear to God. But I feel like, but I mean, that's pretty much his job. So when your job is to get into every online argument you can, then you're probably going to do that? I think it's a shitty business model, but okay.
Largely bogus, and it was dissected, as I often do, and then discarded. And that actually hurt this person's feelings. I don't know, because I guess maybe they felt that they were being delegitimized in the process. And then from then on...
I assume he's still talking about Vito and Dick, who aren't... They don't have a lawsuit against him, so I don't know why he's acting like it's them versus him. It's not.
And it's been like seemingly an everyday thing of talking down on me. And this is what drama farmers do, you know, and you can't really do other things to get engagement. This is what's getting them the most engagement. So, you know, that's their little hustle. The problem here is that, again, the real world implications here. And that's what popped this whole ordeal off. And it wasn't ever me. And this isn't me playing the victim here, because I'm just giving it to you straight. You know, a month ago or so.
It's kind of victimish, but okay.
So, was it early this month? You know, this whole...
Oh, yeah. The Thomas Sowell poster is fucking cringe as fuck.
Claim of false flagging. This is karma, because he was doing all this. And again, it's just, I don't know where these people get off on lying.
Well, you were doing false flagging, Eric. Again, like, all we're finding is Eric either saying stuff that we know he's lying, or making claims that, like, I cannot find any evidence of. Whereas at least with Vito and Dick stuff, I could find evidence of shit.
Hey, I've go watch my previous videos on that. I also watched the previous video that I did talking about this and the gay ops and everything. But
You really should stop using that term. Why? I can't believe a lawyer didn't say... Maybe a lawyer thought it would be dumb to actually tell him to not use the term gay ops, because obviously you don't continuously use that term. And he said it like 20 times in this fucking video.
I've never... Like, let me say this. As I showed you, there's a guy that doxed this whole, oh, you can't dox a business. Yeah, you can. If that business isn't having that part of their business to the public, you can absolutely do that. Doxing.
Wait, is it a public business? If it's a public business, then no. I don't know. If Citizens United, maybe you can dox a business. Citizens United needs to be overturned. Seriously.
Warehouse locations, which is what they did. That's not a public thing. And personal addresses, multiple. And we have you sitting over defending that and presenting that as if that's part of some false flag. You know, Twitter has obviously some policy on piracy. You got guys sharing the whole book. Oh, it's false flag, just false, just flagging everybody that criticizes them, when these guys haven't been flagged and they talk all this noise. They've been talking noise for the better part of the last, at least one of them since last year, and one certainly in the last few months or whatever it's been. Have you been flagged? Of course not, because it wasn't ever about the criticism. It's almost if you do something goofy, that ends up happening.
Well, it does seem to be about criticism, Eric, because you don't seem to handle it well, which, I mean, that's your job, so.
And one in particular that they love to point to, which I got word about this not too long ago, when apparently Spring, which has a no copycat rule, Spring, the t-shirt company, which a lot of people sell t-shirts through the YouTube and stuff on the YouTube. And that person was selling like a version of our logo. And it's parody when it's more satire or whatever it is you want to call it. And they obviously got taken, they got that taken down.
Well, if it's a parody, if it's a clear-cut parody, that would actually be a fair use, Eric. That's the thing, like he said. His use of the name Isom, his defense has been his use of the name Isom is fair use. And then he's provided no evidence that's fair use. Like, do you know what fair use is? You don't just... Fair use isn't just something you can say and then, like, void all copyright. That's not fair use. There are specific instances. The main ones being criticism and parody. You can use logos and shit like that when you're doing criticism and parody. And then you can also do it when it's transformative. Those are the big ones.
And they blamed that on Alex, and Alex had nothing to do with that. And apparently this person also got suspended on Twitter, but to my knowledge, that had nothing to do with anything.
I mean, I'll go ahead and say transformative is probably Eric's best argument with fair use, but keep in mind, he hasn't even made that fucking case. Which probably should have been. That should have been his entire first video. Talk about how this is a transformative use of the word Isom. Maybe I shouldn't be saying it because I'm giving him his ideas, but I can't imagine a lawyer hasn't told him this. That's how you would handle this. Instead of saying, oh, these guys ratted on me, essentially. Which, again, doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't.
Thing about, like, flagging, like, I don't know, how about this? How about that person go tell everybody why it is and be honest, show the receipts.
Yeah, exactly, actual Fandom. That's what I've been saying. Fair use would be, his argument is that it's fair use, and fair use implies that you knew someone else had the trademark and you used it anyway, which isn't a good argument.
About why it is that you were suspended from Twitter, because what did Alex have to do about that? What did my financial operations guy have to do about that? But also, this cat apparently has been going around threatening people. Threatening to show up to people's warehouses. And this is this dude's mod, one of these other dudes' mods. We got all the receipts on that. Okay, this is having real world implications, right? This is beyond two guys, or y'all knocking me, right? As weak as we might think, as corny as.
Well, Eric, when you realized that there was a lawsuit filed for the trademark of Isom, maybe your first move should have been to talk to the people who were filing the lawsuit instead of throwing mud at Dick and Vito. Just an idea.
As it is, which I agree is corny, that started with y'all. But this is well beyond that. This is having real world implications. And again, you're trying to actively instigate stuff. And for me, I have to move a little different. This is something that I've had to be humbled by. I can't move like I did before. I got way too many people depending on what it is that we're doing by the way of being employed or contracted. They have livelihoods. These people have kids. So we got to move in a way that's I'm going to protect them. I am. So when you are trying to actively, and you've admitted it multiple times, destroy people's pocket and not by.
They're not suing you, dude. My God. This is just nonstop talking about Dick and Vito. Like, they're not suing you. This is a trademark case, bro.
Some like shame. This is well beyond it. Now we're talking about lawfare, bro. And you instigate. We got you. You actively instigate. You've done this multiple times. We got all these receipts of this cat.
Yeah, they throw shit around. I know. They're not suing you.
Actively instigating. Trying to instigate people to do something to me.
And yeah, you've never instigated anything, Eric. Get a grip.
And the company. So you're so worried about trade. You don't care about that. You've made it abundantly clear that's not anything it is. It's like, you don't like me, and this is your means. And that's how you operate. That stuff is, it is what it is. If we're going to sit here and you're going to talk down on me.
He has yet to make any case about how this isn't trademark infringement. At all. Just, this is kind of blowing my mind how dumb this is. Like, I can tell this is after he talked to a lawyer because this is much calmer than the last one, but he's still not doing good shit here. Like, I can't imagine a lawyer would watch this and be like, oh yeah, this is fine.
Dude, I've been on the internet doing Twitter stuff, YouTube stuff since I was 16 years old. People been talking down. You can do that. You can criticize me. You can say my book sucks. You can say you can say all that stuff. Ain't nobody tripping on any of that. But it goes beyond, it's just jokes, bro, when you start to have legal ramifications. I mean, these people have accused folks. Like you flat out, not even accused, say people have committed a crime that will put people in prison. Okay? You've done that. You did.
And he did like this. He did this with the last one, trying to say that somehow this lawsuit's going to throw him in prison. Unless there's something I'm missing, a civil lawsuit's not going to land you in prison, Eric. So yeah, this is definitely like him playing the victim here.
Did that from the charity thing. That's not funny. It's not. It's not funny. That's beyond guys just talking noise. Because someone else may take it serious, and then here it is. Maybe there is a real world.
I mean, your lame charity, like, the charity thing doesn't even have anything to do with it. The only thing the charity thing was, you were saying that was evidence that somehow Vito was obtuse gnome, which I looked into, and there's nothing. There is nothing there. You just said, oh, he didn't cover it up well enough. And I'm looking, and I don't see what was missing. And you didn't provide what was missing. You just said, oh, it links to this. Cool. Want to share on how? There's literally no evidence.
Maybe it's physical, which is what we've been dealing with. Maybe it's something else. Like what we're like a lawsuit or again, lawfare, stuff that nobody wants to be involved in, right? And like I said, both parties that are here, once we start talking about this is going to be a trip. And then after I'm done with that, I will deal with this situation because now I have to, right? I can't just sit here and be like, well, it's all good, because you're actively, constantly, everyone's getting person out after out, constantly trying to knock folks stuff. So now I got to start acting accordingly because, again, I have a business to protect. Let my lawyers do what it is they do with the lawsuits. The reason why I have not talked down, said anything negative about the other people that are involved in this, we are going to handle that. We're going to communicate that. We already are communicating that there will be a resolution, and we hope to, well, let's say this, we hope that this is handled amicably. Well, both parties want that. And let us do that. Let my lawyer team work, and I will give you guys an update. As far as these other cats, I'll deal with that. We'll get this resolved. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do with the business, and then I'm going to handle that. I'm going to handle that bit one thing at a time. I'm going to handle that bit after, and, we'll see what happens. But I appreciate each and every one of you, all the guys that are customers of the Rippaverse. You guys are the absolute.
Is that it? Yeah, it looks like it. Well, that's obviously I have to talk to a lawyer, but I have trouble seeing a lawyer being, cool with a lot of the things he's saying there. Again, Eric, the case is trademark infringement. It has nothing to do with Dick and Vito. It doesn't matter. There's no, I could find no evidence that they sent that Goodwill Ministries anything at all. That being said, even if they did, it doesn't matter. Because it's a trademark issue. They're not suing you because Dick and Vito said so. Here, we'll play the beginning of this because this is kind of it's related, but it's kind of a palate cleanser. Hold on. We'll play the beginning because the beginning's fun. Play.
All right.
I can talk about it.
He's here. Welcome to the stream, Dick Masterson.
Hello. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. Eric, what are you doing, man? Why are you this sensitive to
Now, just FYI, this is it was a month ago, I want to say. This is way before any lawsuit stuff. This is just when Dick did a video criticizing Isom. And it was just basic criticisms, and Eric had a shit fit over it. And this is kind of Dick's response to Eric having a shit fit over his basic criticisms.
simple criticism, even coming from Ethan, who's an industry veteran, dude? It comes off as so childish and insecure. You know that, right?
I disagree. I think you're dramatizing what's happening, but I'm cool with that.
Well, read chat, buddy. Read chat, because they know. Chat always knows.
That's
You're
cool.
coming off for a guy who made $3.7 million fucking dollars that you can't take basic story structure critiques that I didn't even invent.
I'm okay with basic story structure critique.
Okay, what's your plot?
As far as what?
Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
Why on earth would I explain all of that? What do you mean, going into the future for Isom 1, 2, and 3?
No, I'm talking about.
He doesn't know act structure, guys. Isom 1 should have an act structure. It's not like book 1 is an act. It should have its own act structure.
Book 1. What's the plot? What's the character's
what part do you
motivation?
not understand? What part are you confused on? I'll answer any questions that you have. Just be direct.
Okay. What are Isom's superpowers? He's a superhero. He puts himself in danger. We need to know what kind of super abilities he has to know if he's risking his life.
Do you see him do anything super in the book?
Yeah, he gets thrown down into a car and smashed the shit out of the car. So he seems like a superhero.
What about you remember the guy that he fought, Santuan? He fought him twice. Did he do anything super during those interactions?
Yeah, he jumped off a wall and then flipped around in midair and threw him through that same wall. That's pretty super.
So that means that you at least see that he, as far as what his powers are,
he's able to do some super things. What you don't know is like the origin of those powers and to what extent. And we'll get to explaining those. Just be patient. It's the first book.
Okay, so he does have superpowers? I mean,
yeah, I think when you fall from as far as he did when he got thrown onto a car
why does
by
everything have to
Yara,
be a
as well
question?
as when he jumps off a wall and then he jumps into another except and rams him into a brick wall and the brick wall breaks. I think it's pretty obvious, and I don't have to hold the person's hand and explain that to them that he probably has powers because of
but
regular
why don't you just say
human being
yes
would not be
then?
able
What's
to
up
do
with
that.
this like smug attitude? Why like that's kind of been my problem this whole time. Like I gave you very basic notes of
and we went through those notes. We went through those notes, no problem. We went through.
Yeah,
every
I know.
bit of
You
them.
called me a hoe ass N-word while you were going through the notes. I saw that, but
Yeah, I went through the notes and we talked about all of that. You called me a scammer, so yeah, that makes you a hoe ass nigga because you lying about my business. So
yeah,
I do stand by that. I want to be clear now that you hear.
Your business is marketing anti-woke shit to morons.
Well, that's.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.